Hi everyone. Hope you're having a great day so far. This is sort of the format of the video, so mostly you won't be seeing me, you'll be seeing the pad of paper that I'm going to be writing on. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be talking about polynomials. It's section P4. And most of this is review, and you'll probably feel like, oh yeah, we totally know what we're doing here. But so we're just going to go over it anyway. Also, as we are doing the video lessons, I will not be pausing to allow time for you to write things down. If you need to pause the video to get stuff written down, if it's going too fast, then pause the video, write stuff down, and then you can start it again. So I'll leave that up to you guys. If you guys would like to airplay this, that is a possibility. Just pick someone and have them do that. Okay? All right, here we go. Let me turn the computer. Remember, I'm not great at this, so we're going to make the best of it. So I pre-wrote some of the things on here. So we have section P4. We're dealing with the polynomials. So the definition of a polynomial is a single term, which kind of seems strange that it would be called a polynomial, but they are in general. It's a single term or the sum of two or more terms containing variables with whole number exponents. What are whole numbers again? Okay, so try to think about that. Whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're not talking about fractional exponents anymore with polynomials. We're not talking about negative exponents at all. We'll just be dealing with whole number exponents here. Okay. Next, we have standard form. And standard form of a polynomial is a polynomial arranged with terms in descending powers of the variable. Okay. So if you're dealing with a polynomial that has several terms with variables, we're going to start writing the polynomial in standard form with the highest power of the variable first, and then going down. The degree of a term is the exponent on the variable. Okay, so if we had something like 4x squared, the degree is 2. If we had something like 5x to the 6th power, the degree there is 6. Okay. Next, we have the degree of a polynomial in general of the entire polynomial. Okay. So this is the degree of a polynomial is the greatest degree of all the terms. So when you look at all the terms, whichever one has the highest degree is going to also be the degree of the polynomial. Now, we have special names for some polynomials, and you've probably heard these before. So a polynomial with one term is called a monomial, which makes sense when you think about what the term mono means, or the prefix mono. 2 terms is called a binomial, again, with bi meaning 2. 3 terms is a trinomial. And in general, if we have a polynomial with 4 or more terms, it does not have a specific name, so we just call those polynomials. Okay. All right, next. So turn the page and I have to slide this back up. There we go. We'll talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. Basically, when you add and subtract polynomials, you're just combining like terms. Remember that like terms have the same variable part, so that's what we're looking for. Also, want to help you remember that 1x plus 1x is 2x. Sometimes that gets confusing with the multiplication also. So, we're going to look at some examples. This will be the types of directions you might see. Perform the indicated operation, write the answer in standard form. So, the first one is going to be negative 9x cubed plus 7x squared minus 5x plus 3 plus 13x cubed plus 2x squared minus 8x minus 6. So we're just going to be looking for some like terms because we're just have a string here. Even though I've got the parentheses, I have addition in between, so that doesn't really impact anything. So we're ready to just look for some like terms. So negative 9x cubed and 13x cubed is going to result in 4x cubed. Then we have positive 7x squared and positive 2x squared. When we add those together, we get positive 9x squared. Then we have negative 5x, and in this polynomial, we have a negative 8x. So we have negative 5x plus negative 8x, which is negative 13x. And lastly, we have the 3 plus, and then we have here a negative 6. 3 plus negative 6 is negative 3. Now, I'm going to just double check to make sure that I've got my polynomial written in standard form. 3, 2, 1, and no variable at all, so an exponent of 0. It is in standard form, so we're good to go. And then the other thing that we might want to say here is that the degree of this polynomial is 3. That's the highest power of x. Okay. Let's look at another one. We have 7x cubed minus 8x squared plus 9x minus 6 minus negative 2x, or no, just minus 2x cubed, sorry, minus 6x squared minus 3x plus 9. Okay. Now, when we're subtracting polynomials, we do have to be a little bit more careful. We're still looking for like terms, but now we might have to consider making a stop on the minus sign when we think about them. So, for instance, we have 7x cubed minus 2x cubed. That's going to be 5x cubed. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. We have negative 8x squared minus negative 6x squared. Okay, negative 8x squared. Then when we have minus negative 6x squared, thinking minus and negative, that's the same as plus a positive. So we have negative 8x squared plus 6x squared, which is negative 2x squared. We have 9x minus negative 3x. Again, minus a negative 3x is like plus 3x. So we'll have 9x plus 3x, which is 12x. Then we have negative 6 minus positive 9, or just negative 6 minus 9. And negative 6 minus 9 is a negative 15. Also, the degree of this polynomial is also 3. 3 is the highest power of x that we have. Okay. All right, so that is adding and subtracting polynomials. Not much to it. You guys have done it before. We've even done, I feel like, a few problems this year already in working with those. So, again, if you need time, go ahead and pause the video and look at that now. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about multiplying polynomials. I'll be honest, we're going to get some of this, and then I'm going to have to stop this video because I'm going to run out of time. And then we'll look at some examples. So, for multiplying polynomials, basically, we need to use the distributive property and the properties of exponents. And then on this one, I want you to remember that 1x times 1x is 1x squared, right? So 1x plus 1x is 2x. 1x plus 1x is 1x squared. Don't get those mixed up. Again, same kind of directions. Sorry about this little, not really a typo, but I was writing too quickly. Perform the indicated operation and write the answer in standard form. Let's see if we can get through a couple of these examples. 3x to the fourth times 2x cubed minus 7x plus 3. Okay, so we're going to distribute, or remember that means we're going to give to everything inside the parentheses by way of multiplication. So 3x to the fourth times 2x cubed. 3 times 2 is 6. X to the fourth times x cubed. We add those exponents, so we get x to the 7th. 3x to the fourth times negative 7x. So 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. X to the fourth times x is x to the 5th. And then 3x to the fourth times positive 3. So 3 times positive 3 is 9. And we have x to the fourth. Again, our polynomial is written in standard form with descending powers of x. And the degree of this polynomial is 7. Okay, I'm going to stop this video there. So you'll need to click on the next video to get the next examples in multiplying polynomials.